I saw you at a stoplight one day in Boulder. Well, damn Skippy, Horn Hunter. What was I driving? Please burn coins. All right. I just want to remind everybody, please create a burn contract. We're ready to go. What's your take on the potential war, Charles? So here's the thing about Putin. He's an old school KGB guy. And the pretense of that order are very simple. Where there is weakness, take advantage. So if your adversary is a drinker, give him a drink. If your adversary likes women, give him a woman. If your adversary has the same pattern and habit and approach to life, learn it and use it against them, whatever it might be. America used to be strong, powerful, dominating. Withdrawal from Afghanistan, 20 years of war, weariness. We're weakening a bit. Europe's resolve is weakening a bit. Politics are different now. So, the Soviet Union used to be this big. Now they're here. And so wherever weakness shows itself, take advantage. Land, geopolitical influence, power. See, invade, not invade, create a geopolitical buffer. It's a negotiation point, leverage. Ukraine doesn't join NATO. Move your missiles further back. Get rid of them altogether. Abandon a certain piece of technology. You can ask for anything. And just by creating the crisis, you go from zero to something. And however weak the government is, the adversary is, you take advantage of that. That's the way this guy thinks. It's some zero. And that's the way he thought for the last 20 years. It's not going to change. Yeah, that's how Putin is. It's who he is. So should we be surprised about what's going on? Should we be surprised that someone is taking advantage of the situation? The same when China and Russia get together and they make a deal to start trading things in euros instead of dollars. De-dollarization of the world. That's another geopolitical push to weaken a bit. And the more missteps that are taken geopolitically, the more power they're going to gain. I remember the presidential debates between Romney and Obama. And Romney very accurately said the Russians, they're asserting strength and dominance again. And they're going to be one of our biggest geopolitical adversaries in the next 10, 20 years. And he was mocked brutally for that. And now we're here because there was intent and desire. The first challenge of Putin was when he came to power, oligarchs, president. And he had to do this, president, oligarchs. And once that was cleared through, they had an economic downturn, can't take the blame for that. Somebody else comes in, and then he comes back. Now he's dictator for life. And okay, what does a dictator do? They started flexing muscles, asserting dominance, changing the subject, making sure they're always ahead of the narrative and so forth. Okay, that's what they're pushing for. Weakness. There's an old saying, nature abhors a vacuum. And that's what Russia's doing. They see a vacuum and they're taking advantage of it. Now, there are many things wrong with the U.S. government, and the war machine has to be fed. So there are huge incentives, military-industrial complex, to find the next boogeyman in the next conflict. Afghanistan's over. The war on terrorism is not exactly as sexy as it used to be. So let's go drum things up with the Ruskies. $700 billion plus a year spent on this machine that employs millions of people. What are we going to do? Just shut it down? No president's crazy enough to do that. They might end up having Kennedy in their last name, and things happen when they go down that road. So, got to feed the beast. We Americans, we seem to love our wars. War on drugs, war on terrorism, war on poverty, war on this. And at the end of the day, you end up hiring millions of people to do it, and then you can't stop the war because those millions of people get fired. Think it through. Now we have the medical industrial complex. Every year, you have to take your medicine. $100 billion gets sent to private industry. No liability. They don't have to pay to develop anything. They get it for free, and you have to pay them through your tax dollars. It's a racket. Spit and truth.